everyone. Welcome to the National Museum of African American History and Culture's Joyful Fridays program. My name is Ariel, and I'm going to be learning and creating with you today, along with my teammate, Tammy.
Hi, friends. I'm so thrilled to have you all here with us today for our ABC Joyful Fridays as we explore E is for emotional.
We are super excited to have so many people joining us today. Thank you for being here. During our program, we're going to be reading a page from the Joyful ABCs book. That's it right there. We're going to look at a few museum objects together, and then we're going to create some art. Every first and third Friday this fall, we've been exploring one of the many things that make you, you, and all of the things that you can do.
It looks like we're all ready. Can you give me 2 thumbs up if you're ready? I'm ready. Ariel, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's go.
All right. So people like you and people like me can have so many different ways to be. Today, we are learning about one of those ways you can feel and be, and it starts with the letter E.
Can you trace this letter E with me? Can we get our tracing finger ready? Let's start at the very top of that E. We're going to go all the way down to the bottom. We're going to pick that finger up. Start at the top again. You're going to go across. Then you're going to go across in the middle. And you're going to go across at the very bottom. Now we have our E. So what words do you know that start with the letter E? There are lots of E words. I know the words E is for elephant and E is for excited. Ariel, what words do you know?
I was thinking of the words element and the word emu, which is a really, really, really big bird. What words do you all know? Can you share them with us in the chat? We already have a couple friends who've thought of something. We have egg and eagle and another egg and the word element. We also have the word every and eggy, not just egg, eggy. We have so many, yay. We have elevator. Elevator is a good one. I did not think of that. What else do we have?
I see escalator, end, another elevator, excellent, elephant, exhaust, everyone.
We have event. Someone shared that E is for event. We have a friend named Everton. There's a lot of E names. I know someone named Elizabeth. I know someone named Elizabeth. I know someone named Emily, and I know someone named Emma. I know a lot of E names.
Esther.
Oh yeah, Esther. We have education or educate or educator. We have exercise and end. And one thing Tammy and I were thinking about is that the E can be like a eh sound or a E sound in a word. So we have a friend who just shared the word even. So it's a long E sound, but in education, the E makes a eh sound. Can we think of any more words out there? We've got easy. That one has the E sound. We have earring. Oh, so we have some more.
Enter. I.
Ooh, eel. That's a double E word right there. Ear. And our last one, exit. Those are a lot of E words. The word we are going to be learning about today, though, is emotional. E is for emotional. Let's read a page from our book together to find out more about our special word today. E is for emotional. Happy, sad, angry, glad. Everybody feels lots of different emotions. Whether big or little, all feelings matter. Emotions are what make us human. One of the most beautiful and awesome things about being a human is that we can feel a lot of different emotions. But that's also one of the hardest and most challenging things about being a human too. Humans like you and like me can have all kinds of emotions. And sometimes it can seem like it's better to have certain emotions more than other kinds of emotions. People can make us feel like it's better to be happy all the time instead of upset or sad sometimes. But I don't think that's true. I think it's really important that we let ourselves feel all different emotions, all the ones that we have, and that we find healthy and safe ways to express them and to show them. If we do that, I think we can have more of the feelings that make us feel good, or we can manage and heal the feelings that don't feel so good. What kinds of emotions can you think of right now? Maybe off the top of your head, you're thinking of happy or peaceful, or maybe sad, a friend just shared, confused. What about loving or joyful or angry? There are so many different kinds of feelings that sometimes we don't even have a word for them. Sometimes we just feel a certain way that we don't even know how to describe with words. The wonderful thing about emotions is that they can be expressed by more than just our words. Words are really important and they're helpful, but they're not the only way to show someone how you're feeling, or to celebrate how you're feeling, or to heal the way that you're feeling. And today I want to talk to you just a little bit about different ways that we can show our feelings. Our faces can show how we're feeling. Sometimes our faces can do a really good job of showing on the outside the emotions that we're feeling on the inside. Can you take a look at this photo from our museum, the faces of the children in the picture there? What emotions do you see on everyone's faces? If you look really closely, there are a few different kinds of emotions and expressions going on in there. Some friends have already shared their ideas, like they see someone who looks mad, they see someone who looks excited, someone who looks happy, and another person who's being kind of silly. Someone looks shocked, surprised. Yeah, I think I see that surprised face too. I see one friend that looks like they're really excited about maybe getting some of that cotton candy. Can you make an excited face like that? What does your excited face look like? Mine might be like this. What other emotions did we see there? Tammy, what are you seeing there?
I see someone who looks a little confused, maybe by the person who's taking the picture. I think they're looking at maybe the camera person like, what are you doing? And I see some faces that are smiling that tells me they might be happy. I'd be pretty happy too if I was getting that cotton candy.
Yeah, I like cotton candy too. I see one face of someone who isn't smiling. Do you all see that face? It makes me wonder if maybe they just weren't ready for the picture, or maybe they're feeling a little sad or upset that it's not their turn yet for some of the yummy cotton candy. Do you show your emotions on your face all the time? I know sometimes I just feel my emotions on the inside and not on the outside. We're going to do some more facial expressions later, but before we move on to our next slide, can you show me what does it look like when you have a happy smile? This is mine. Thanks for sharing your smiles with us. Another way that we can show our emotions is with movement. Dancing and moving is not only really good for our bodies, can make them feel stronger and more stretched out, but movements can tell people how we're feeling. Sometimes dancers or people who like to dance might use their bodies to tell a story. And just by looking at them, you can tell if they're having a sad moment or a happy feeling inside. Movement can also be a way that we work through some of our feelings. For example, some people like to run when they're feeling angry. It helps them to let go and to calm those angry feelings that they're having inside. But then some people like to run when they're feeling excited. And that feeling of going really fast gives their heart a chance to express that excitement. How would you move your body if you were feeling angry? Do you do anything with your arms? Do you just stay in one place? Do you move all around? Is it different than how you would move if you're feeling excited about something? I think if I was excited about something, I usually do something like this. Maybe, yeah, I like to dance a little bit when I'm excited. We have someone who said they like to move around a lot. I think it's pretty awesome that we can express ourselves just by moving our bodies. But it's important for us to remember that whether you're moving your body to express a good feeling or a difficult feeling, it's important for us to move in a way that doesn't hurt ourselves or anybody else around us. Can we talk about one more way to express our emotions? All right, it's words. Another way you can express your emotions is with your words. Some people use words of a song or a poem to express their emotions. Some people use words in a story to tell about their feelings. But one of the most helpful things you can do when you're feeling an emotion of any kind is to talk about it with someone that you know and love. It's not always easy to do, but it's okay to do that. It's okay to talk about it. How does it make you feel when you talk about your emotions? You like to do that? Does it sometimes feels kind of hard? When you're feeling scared or sad about something, it can make you feel maybe safe or calm to talk to an adult that loves you a lot. And if you're feeling happy or proud about something, it could really make you feel good to talk to a friend about what's making you feel so happy or why you're feeling so proud of what you've done today. You don't have to keep all your feelings to yourself. It really does help to talk about them sometimes. Do you have someone who you can share your feelings with? Is there someone you can talk to about your feelings? I know that I like to talk to my sister about how I'm feeling. It makes me feel good when she listens to what I'm saying, and it helps me feel good to know that someone cares about how I'm feeling. Tammy, is there anyone you like to talk to about your emotions?
I like to talk to two people. I like to talk to my partner and I like to talk to my dad. He's a great listener and he gives me a lot of really good advice when I need it. And I feel so calm and relieved.
He uses his words when you use your words.
Yep.
Right? I really, really love that there's not only so many different kinds of emotions, but there's also so many different ways to express and share them too. What emotions are you all feeling today? Or what emotions have you felt this week? Can you share them with someone that's either with you while you're here today, or maybe you can share with us in the chat? Tammy, how are you feeling today? Or it's Friday. How have you been feeling this week? You could have had a lot of different feelings all week.
I've had quite a few feelings this week, but the one that I'm thinking of the most that I'm feeling right now is that I'm very excited because it is fall and it feels like fall. It's my favorite season. And I'm getting to see all of the leaves change on the trees change colors. And that makes me very excited. How are you?
I really like that too. Let's see, this week I've had a lot of different emotions. I'd say this week I felt sad because I was missing someone a lot. And I also felt happy because I got a new book. It's a book about my favorite bird. So that made me feel really good. Some friends are sharing with us that they do have a person that they talk to about their feelings. And I'm really glad that you do. And we have a friend who's felt excited and another friend who's been feeling happy this week or today. Another friend was feeling funny. Someone was feeling mad this week too, or today. Maybe they're feeling upset about something. What other emotions do our friends have that are with us today?
Someone's feeling thankful and creative. Maybe someone can be feeling confident or maybe even a little silly today.
Ooh, we have another friend who's feeling happy. I'm glad that there's a lot of happy feelings out there. Someone was sharing that they were feeling annoyed, and that's okay. You can feel bothered by something or somebody. And you know what's interesting with emotions? You can feel more than one at the same time. You could be happy that something is happening, but also bothered that it's not happening the way that you thought it would, right? You can do more than one at the same time. We have another friend who's feeling relieved. That's a really awesome word to describe a feeling. Thank you all so much for sharing your emotions. And I hope that you will remember that all of your different kinds of emotions matter and they're okay to have. Right now, we're going to make something that shows a few of the different emotions that you have. It is officially our art time. Woo! So let's go, Tammy.
Thanks, Ariel. And thank you all for sharing your emotions with us today. Today, we are going to create a self-portrait chart. A self-portrait is a picture that an artist makes of themselves. So we're going to create a portrait of ourselves showing different emotions. We're going to make 4 different faces. So this is just one more way we can express our emotions is through art. Let's make sure we have everything we need to create this this portrait chart. So we're going to need a mirror. Here's mine right here. We're going to look at our faces in this mirror. We're going to need a blank piece of paper. We're going to need markers and crayons. I'm going to be using these different shades of black and a brown for my skin and my hair. And the first step we're going to do with our blank piece of paper is we're going to need to make 4 kind of rectangles in here. So what you can do, you can either fold your paper, maybe in half like this, and then down like this. And then you're going to have 4 rectangles here. Or you can take your marker and you can draw a line down the middle and a line right across to make 4 rectangles. I think Ariel's drawing hers. Yep. I'm going to keep mine folded like this. So our next step is we're going to need to look at our faces in our mirror. So grab your mirror, or if you don't have one, you can maybe someone that you're with can tell you what they see on your face. So let's look at our faces in the mirror. What do you see? I see my 2 eyes. I see my nose. I see my mouth. I see my ears. I see my hair. And
I mean, I'm using our screen as a mirror because I forgot my mirror today. So you can also use a phone screen or something like that, but I'm going to pretend you all are my mirror because I can see myself.
Okay,
right
that's a
okay.
good
Okay,
idea.
so that's why I'll be making faces at you all out there.
Okay, that's a good idea. So let's try to change the way maybe the shape of our eyebrows are. Can you move your eyebrows? Can you make a silly face in the mirror? I can make one to you too. How about a sad face or a happy face? And you notice that maybe your eyebrows change shape. If I'm sad or I'm upset, my eyebrows kind of change shape. Or if I'm happy or surprised, so you lift up. So keep that in mind when we're going to be drawing our portraits. So the first one we're going to draw right here in this square or rectangle is going to be our face when it's just pretty relaxed. Like we're not going to really be making any kind of emotions for this face. You can look at your face and just relax your mouth and your eyes. So let's start drawing that. I'm going to start with a black marker and make the oval for my face, or a circle. And then my eyebrows are pretty straight, a little round. And then your eyes. Nose. Yeah. Our mouth. And then let's make our hair. Don't forget your hair. Oh, are you also right there? All right.
I'm gonna color mine in, but that's just my relaxed face right there. I think it kind of.
And so when you're done making your face, you can go ahead and color it in. Okay, let me get my brown.
Okay.
Once we're done with all of our portraits, we can go ahead and maybe put some more detail on our art. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna show my relaxed face. There it is. All right. Oh, there's you. Oh, you made eyelashes. That's a good idea. Do those little details like eyelashes. All right. So the next step in our next rectangle, we're going to make our happy face. So let's see those happy faces. What's your mouth doing? Maybe the corners of your mouth are going up. Maybe your eyes are a little bit bigger when you make that happy face. So let's get started with our happy face. So another oval. Eyebrows are a little bit more curved. My nose. Maybe you're showing some, when I smile really big, I show my teeth. So I'm gonna make my mouth open. I'm gonna show a lot of teeth.
Tammy, I'm curious about what would make people smile? What would give our friends out there some of those smiley faces?
Yeah, what makes us smile? I know hugs make me smile, giving them and receiving them, and receiving them and getting them. It makes me smile. I know my dog makes me smile. Nice weather makes me smile. And you know, and even when I just smile, I feel happier. Or even just smiling makes me feel happy. I wonder what makes friends out there feel happy.
Yeah, I would say I smile when someone like makes me laugh. I smile. I smile like when I'm feeling cozy, when I'm eating like my favorite kind of foods.
That makes me smile too.
I am almost done with my smile. Hold on, I just was thinking.
When I see other people smile, it makes me smile. So even looking at this drawing of me smiling makes me want to smile. So here's mine. Here's my smile.
I like that you pointed out where each of your teeth are. Sometimes like, from afar, when I smile, like from here, it might just look like a white, shape, or hopefully white-ish shape. I don't know. But then if you were to close up, then you could see all my individual teeth, but I just did it with just leaving it blank like that.
Oh, yeah. But I see that the corners of your mouth are going up when you smile.
For our friends who are with us today, if you want to tell us about what you are writing or drawing, you can always write it in the chat, since we can't exactly see it right now, but we'll also ask you to show us later by email or online to show us what you wrote and what you did on your paper. Okay, I'm ready for my next square. What are we putting in the next square?
The next one is going to be our sad face.
Okay.
So let's think. How do we make our sad face? I see the corners of my mouth kind of going down this time. Not like when you're happy, they're going down this time. And so
Yeah, I
maybe
feel like I kind of suck my lips in like this. Like, yeah, I think that's how I do mine. All right, I'm gonna try and do that one. It looks maybe might look similar to my relaxed face.
Okay.
Okay.
That makes sense. That makes sense. So start with your oval.
And you know what? I think I'm gonna add some tears on mine. I think I'm gonna add some tears because I usually do cry. Usually do cry if I'm feeling sad, even if it's just a few tears that come out.
Yeah, I wonder what friends do when you are sad. What do you do when you're sad? Do you talk to someone? Maybe I know sometimes when I'm sad, I like to go by myself in my room and just think about it and sometimes cry. And that's okay. Sometimes I cry, quite a bit if I'm really sad, and that's okay. So what do you do when you're sad?
Yeah, I like to sometimes write about what I'm feeling sad about. It's kind of a way of talking. Like you're putting your words out there, even if you're the only one reading them for now. I could always tell someone later about it. But yeah, it's okay for everybody to cry if you're feeling sad. I sometimes cry when I'm feeling happy because I'm just so happy that I start crying too. My sad face.
Let's see. Oh, I didn't see it. I'm sorry.
No worries.
Seeing sad faces kind of makes me a little sad too. So emotions can be a little contagious.
That's true. That's true. Sometimes when you're having empathy for somebody, that means you can kind of be feeling the way someone else is feeling just by them sharing it with you or you seeing it.
My eyebrows changed too in this one.
Oh yeah, that's true. Okay.
All right.
What's our last rectangle for now?
Let's see if you can guess what it is if I make the face.
Oh, good.
Can you guess what it is?
Someone thinks you're surprised.
Yeah, it is.
That it?
That is it.
Oh my
God. Your surprise face. What's happening to my eyes and my mouth? So make your surprise face in your mirror and see how your eyes have changed. Your eyebrows have changed. Is your mouth changed? So let's draw that now. And I want to ask you, Ariel, have you ever been surprised before?
Oh my goodness. Yes. I am always surprised by something, but one of the most recent times I was surprised was I was at the beach and I saw a hermit crab come out of its shell and get a new shell. And I've never seen that before. And I literally, my face actually really looked like this. I was like, it got itself out of its shell. And then it got itself a new little shell at the beach. It wasn't even on, I feel like you see those things on TV or like in a documentary or something, but I saw it in real life. And that surprised me so much. Have you all ever seen something like just that happens in nature that you just are like, that is amazing? That's how I felt. That was so surprising to me. I never had seen anything
Wow.
like that. Yeah, so cool. So
That's
cool.
really, 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 really surprising. And I probably would have watched that all day long if I could.
Yeah, it's so cool. Yep, so this is how my face was when I saw the hermit crab. That's how it was.
Look at your eyebrows and your mouth and your eyes are so big.
Oh, I should probably fill in my mouth because when you do, let me see. I guess I have to put my tongue in there.
That's a good idea.
And
Your tongue.
yeah. Oh my gosh. That's my, oh my gosh face. Okay.
I'll show you mine and then.
Let me see.
Oh.
Yeah.
You look like me.
Oh,
I didn't think I thought it was a good idea.
Okay.
So now that we're done, you can add some decorations, some details. I have a couple freckles on my face I can add to mine. My earrings I can add, a neck or a shirt. And we can do that now. Let's see how we are.
Yeah, you can add a few details now, add more later. You know, if you want, you could even add like some words at the bottom that says what each of those emotions are if you wanted to.
That is a good idea.
One of our friends is telling me how cool it was about the crab.
Oh, great.
And I agree. It was so cool. It was cool.
So we can use this emotion chart. You're probably wondering why we're making them. Well, number one, it's art and it's self-expression. That's a great way to show and express emotion. But this is also a way for you to talk to someone about all the different emotions that you have. One of the best things to do when we have strong emotions is to talk to someone about them. We may not always know what we should do with our strong emotions, but and talking them through with someone is, well, someone that you can trust and that you love, it can really help. So when you're feeling one of these emotions, you can bring out your chart and you can discuss with someone that you care about and love how you're feeling. So you can make another chart. We didn't do all the emotions. There's so many more emotions that you could have drawn. But definitely use this chart to talk about your emotions with someone. And even on the back, we have, well, it's blank on the back, you can write down certain things that make you happy, certain things that make you surprised, put it on the back. And that can be like your own little journal or diary.
Yeah, I think that, like you said, Tanya, it's a great tool for you to use if you want to start a conversation, but sometimes we don't have the words exactly. You could say that I'm kind of feeling like this right now. Can I talk to you about it? You can show them your chart. You can always also show us your completed artwork when you're all finished by sharing it with us by email or showing us your finished project on social media by using the hashtag nmaahc or tagging the National Museum of African American History and Culture. We'd love to see your work.
Thank you for joining us this week, and we hope you enjoyed spending time with us as we learned about the many ways we could be. I hope you think about creating art when you are feeling emotions. You can draw, you can dance, you can sing, or anything that makes you feel better.
Join us in a couple weeks on Friday, November 19th, when we'll be creating art inspired by a different Joyful ABC activity book. F is for fair. I'm really looking forward to learning more with you about what we all can do to make the world a more fair place for everybody.
So important. In the meantime, we hope that you find joy and many ways to create, discover, and explore. See you next time.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.